exclusive. Filipino wins first Miss United Continents 2016. Content, beauty queen Jeslyn Santos, 23, bagged the crown for Miss United Continents 2016 as Philippines representative in the said pageant held in Palacio de Cristal in Guayaquil, Ecuador on Saturday. The new winner of the beauty pageant edged 27 other contestants including Miss United States, Miss Puerto Rico, Miss Brazil and Miss Mexico. Santos is the first Asian to win the title. The victory of the country's representative was made special by the fact that this is also the first time that Philippines has won such prestigious award. Santos, who hailed from Bulacan, joined Binabining Pilipinas 2014 and 2016 before joining Miss United Continents. Santos expressed her surprise through Facebook Live and thanked everyone for her victory. "Di ako makapaniwala. Salamat po," Santos said, quoting from Rappler. Initially, the pageant is called Miss American Continent as the contestants of the beauty contest are all hailed from America and some of them has been finalists or winners of Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International and Miss Earth. However, the pageant director and owner Maria del Carmen de Aguayo decided to expand it worldwide, which prompted them to name it Miss United Continents. According to the pageant's official Facebook page, the beauty contest has been held in Guayaquil, Ecuador since 2006. Invite you to watch the video. Breaking news: Trillings to prove Matta's accusations against Duterte. In an interview with DZBB Super Radio, Senator Antonio Trillings claimed that he will prove Edgar Matta's statements and accusations against President Rodrigo Duterte. He said that he will present his validated information in a Senate hearing in the coming days when the Committee on Justice and Human Rights resume their investigation. It can be recalled that Edgar Matta was presented in the Senate hearing as witness to prove allegations filed against President Rodrigo Duterte regarding extrajudicial killings. Matta's credibility was questioned because some of the senators find inconsistency in his statements. Senator Antonio Trillings criticized his fellow lawmakers who questioned Matta's credibility. He said that while some of them are proving that Matta was lying, he will prove that Matta was telling the truth. He said that he conducted his own investigations and the result of these investigations will be presented in the Senate hearing soon. Trillings claimed that Matta's statements are indeed consistent and valid. This statement of Trillings is contradictory to the statements of Senator Richard Gordon, Senator Panfilo Lacson and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, who said that Matta's claims are full of inconsistencies. They noticed that Matta's statements are flip-flopping and so he cannot be considered as a credible witness. It can also be remembered that Trillings was once a part of the Honor Committee of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. He also cited how they conduct investigations like this in his former committee. The senator, who is known to be against Duterte even before, claimed that sooner or later, the Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights will realize the truth behind Matta's accusations against Duterte. To initially prove Matta, he said that during his investigations he discovered evidences that Salamat Macdam, a terrorist believed to have been assassinated by Matta, indeed existed before. Meanwhile, Trillings recognized the decision of the Senate to bring police officials who are alleged to be members of the Davao Death Squad, DDS, in the Senate panel hearing to test Matta's credibility. The newly elected committee chairman Senator Richard Gordon allowed the motion to invite the presence of the alleged members of DDS for Thursday's hearing. Invite you to watch the video. De Lima has 10 dummy accounts believed to be used for illegal drug trade. Must watch. Senator Leila de Lima faces another storm as the Department of Justice ordered for an investigation on her links with the new Bilibid prison drug trade. Secretary of Justice Vitaliano Aguirre said that the National Bureau of Investigation, an office formerly under de Lima when she was Justice Secretary, would do a better job to handle the investigation of the case. They also asked help from the AMLC or Anti-Money Laundering Council to look into 10 dummy accounts in which de Lima allegedly deposited the drug money. These are accounts of de Lima's closest friends and employees. One of these is her driver, Ronnie Dian. However, Aguirre also admitted that they don't have any direct evidence linking Senator de Lima to the drug trade. All they have now are indirect alleged evidence which may connect de Lima to the drug trade, and the testimonies of the drug lord convicts inside the bilibid who claim to have been giving monthly payola to de Lima. All of these are not considered as substantial evidences. Meanwhile, Senator de Lima released a statement to answer the issue, saying, "I have no millions or billions in my bank accounts. Any alleged accounts that would be linked to me and my alleged drug links can only be fictitious." She maintained her tough stance, saying that this is a move to unseat her, as she has been expressing opposition from the start. Invite you to watch the video. Breaking news: 50 celebrities included in Dutertes' drug list. Find out here. The chairman of the Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption, Martin Dino, revealed on Saturday that 50 local celebrities are included in Dutertes' drug list. Dino, who is the incoming Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority (SBMA) chairman, said that almost all of the celebrities included on the list are party drug users and 10 are alleged to be drug users. The press conference was held in Quezon City. National Capital Region Police Office Director Chief Superintendent Oscar Albild confirmed last week that the administration indeed has a list of celebrities who are involved in the illegal drug trade. However, they are still validating and confirming the said list. In addition, the list was constructed based on the names dropped by some arrested drug suspects. For the release of the names of the celebrities involved, the NCRPO said that it will depend on the decision of President Duterte or PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa. It can be recalled that the president already named in public those personalities, including police officials, government officials and members of the judiciary, who are alleged to be involved in illegal drugs. In addition, the president also revealed that some Chinese nationals and at least 40 judges are included in his third list. On another note, it can be recalled that Robin Padilla, a known local celebrity, once made headlines when he expressed his hopes that the administration will not name celebrities who are said to be included in the drug list publicly. It can also be recalled that on August, PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa told media that some celebrities already wanted to prove their innocence regarding their involvement in drugs by taking drug tests in front of him. De La Rosa wanted to be fair and square to everybody, and so he encouraged people to participate in drug testing. Maran namang ibang mga artista na tumawag sakin na gustong magpa-drug test in front of me para I-prove nila na hindi talaga sila involved sa droga, said De La Rosa, quoting from Rappler. Meanwhile, Surigay del Norte Representative Robert A. Sparber's NLED bill to amend Republic Act 9165, or the Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. He claimed that life imprisonment should be the punishment for those who are protecting illegal drug users and pushers from being arrested. Barber said that it is important for everyone to be discouraged in hiding information about their loved ones who are involved in drugs. Invite you to watch the video. Obama speaks, and listeners hear nothing but Donald Trump, New York. It doesn't matter what President Barack Obama says these days, his listeners are bound to hear two words: Donald Trump. With his proclivity for dominating the conversation, the Republican presidential nominee is forcing Obama's final few months to be viewed almost entirely through the prism of campaign politics. As Obama carries out his presidential duties, voters can't help but wonder what the role would look like if it were inhabited by the brash billionaire. At the United Nations this week, Trump trailed the president both metaphorically and physically, as world leaders took stock of what a dramatic shift a Trump presidency would mean for American leadership. The fusion of the campaign with real-world governing was on vivid display on Monday when White House and State Department officials mingled in the same Manhattan hotel lobby where Trump's advisers were gathered as their candidate met upstairs with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Obama was staying in the hotel, while Trump was using the meeting to try to show his readiness to go head-to-head with a foreign leader. Democrat Hillary Clinton met with the Egyptian at the same hotel earlier in the day. The next day, Obama's final speech to the UN General Assembly took him on a world tour of global hotspots and areas of progress. Yet social media and news coverage of his address was preoccupied with what he said or was believed to have said about Trump. On 3 occasions in the speech, Obama urged leaders not to put up walls around their nations. The world is too small for us to simply be able to build a wall and prevent it from affecting our own societies, Obama said near the end of his speech. referring to the Zika virus. He said later, "Mosquitoes don't respect walls." Though he never mentioned him by name, Obama and his speechwriters were clearly cognizant that the observations were sure to be perceived as pejorative references to Trump. The Republican has built his unlikely campaign around a steadfast promise mocked by some, hailed by others, to build a border wall and force Mexico to pay for it. Yet Obama had a deeper message too, one unrelated to Trump but uniquely suited for an address to the 193-member global body. Across the globe, nations rich and poor are confronting the rise of nationalist, fear-driven sentiment that has led some countries to reflexively seek to retrench behind their own borders. In Britain, anger about the perceived consequences of regional integration led this year to a stunning vote to exit the European Union. Embedded in that movement were concerns about immigration that have also cropped up in other parts of Europe, not to mention the U.S. Though Trump and other Americans have raised concerns about accepting Syrian refugees, the issue in the U.S. pales in severity compared to Europe and the Middle East, where millions of refugees have overwhelmed host countries and led to deep resentment of politicians like German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who advocated generous refugee resettlement policies. At the UN, Obama also urged leaders not to tolerate the stoking of class divisions by those who feel they've been left behind by globalization, a crude populism, as Obama put it. To be sure, those transnational concerns are of the same flavor as ones that Trump has found ripe for political exploitation. But Obama isn't worried about Trump alone. He's consistently sought to use his perch on the world stage to offer an alternative viewpoint. Obama advocated strongly against Britain's EU exit, or Brexit, and this week organized a UN summit to pressure nations to take more refugees. Julian Zelizer, a presidential historian at Princeton University, said it's natural at this late stage of an administration for the president's words and actions to be taken in the context of the election. He said that's especially true this year because Trump had built much of his campaign around a rejection of Obama and his policies, from diplomatic engagement to his health care law. It's very, very hard generally for anything he says to be removed from this campaign context, certainly within the United States, Zelizer said. On many occasions, Obama has been explicit about the fact that his words are intended specifically about Trump. He's said questions about the GOP nominee come up in every meeting with a foreign leader, and he's emphatically declared Trump to be unfit to inhabit his role as commander-in-chief. Those direct challenges to Trump are likely to grow more frequent as Obama, over the next 6 weeks, spends a large portion of his time on the campaign trail rallying for Clinton. At a rally for the Democrat last week in Philadelphia, Obama derided Trump as a callous champion of the uber-rich, and then turned his attention to praising Clinton. "She knows that love trumps hate," Obama said. AP